What's up, y'all? This is Glizzy and this Son TV. And today we got Taliban Gizzy called home from jail. It's an indictment. He's facing 100 years. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 500K subscribers. If y'all don't know who Taliban Gizzy is one of Shy Glizzy's ex-comrades. He don't claim him anymore because he got all these indictments and charges, Secret Service, and so much more, like gold bars, some 007 stuff been going on. He got two different indictments, y'all. This is indictment 1. This ain't got nothing to do with indictment 2. As I get an update on indictment 2, I'm gonna help y'all. Indictment 2 is about gold bars, millions of dollars worth of gold bars, stolen jewelry, store heists, and stuff like this. Indictment 1 is nothing but a guns and Secret Service and his other life. He got two different indictments. So this indictment is about the gun. Long story short, Taliban name is Taliban in Washington, D.C. That name alone gets you investigated. Taliban was being investigated by the Secret Service, Homeland, like all the police jurisdictions that you get investigated by, he was being investigated by. So they all put their resources together to put together a task force to catch Taliban. But they was only tailing Taliban for guns and stuff like that. But they end up getting deep into his life and figure out that he had more going on, jewelry store robberies and all type of other stuff. So now he locked up for that. They came and got him like SWAT. They pulled over a car on the side of the road. They had an undercover driver. He been surveillance. They've been watching him for almost 2 years before he even got locked up. So long story short, Taliban go buys a Rolex watch. The way he bought the Rolex watch, the police knows everything. They tell us in detail. They got the camera pictures of Taliban walking through the mall. They got all the gun photos of all the guns he touched, how he moved them and everything. They was tracking his whole location. So shout out to my supporters. They sent me to another YouTube channel that dropped the Taliban Glizzy video, and I asked them, could I bless my followers with it and my supporters and show them your video and my video. He said cool. So I'm gonna sit back and let y'all watch the clip that he put together to make y'all understand it, and I'm gonna put the paperwork in here. Y'all let me know if Taliban ain't one of the most worstest criminals I ever seen in life. Like, I don't even know, like, what was he thinking? Was he thinking? I don't even think he was thinking. So many people on this indictment. I just want to say, I try to tell all y'all. I try to tell the whole DMV, I don't know this guy. I don't know where he came from. Nobody do this guy. Don't put a stamp on this guy. As soon as something happened, they act like they don't know this guy. As soon as something happened, guy ain't heard seen no free Talibans. Nobody said nothing about him or nothing. But Taliban end up calling home from jail because it's Ramadan, I guess, or the end of Ramadan, to one of his key friends. This the only person he talked to. Nobody in Glizzy gang answered his phone calls. Nobody talked to him no more. So he's just talking to some Arabs now. So he called home, talked to some Arab friends, some new friends. I guess he met from jail, and he built an alliance. He's starting to be Muslims. I don't know. I think he was Muslim. Yeah, he was Muslim out here anyway. But I don't think he was. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into all that, but
you know, Allah say if you give up something feasibly for the sake of Allah, He'll replace it with something better.
I mean,
man, just tell them keep making dua for the Muslims, man. We be back out there real soon.
Inshallah, bro. We're gonna make dua for you. See you soon, brother.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
All right, son. Yeah, y'all. Taliban, I don't know what's up with Taliban, but let's get into it. Son TV.
So as the story goes, Taliban Glizzy and his whole crew was knocking off multiple jewelry stores across the United States. Here's this on our outside footage. So, the story goes, federal prosecutors have indicted 16 men that they allege are part of a Washington, D.C. based robbery ring that stuck up 9 East Coast jewelry stores, including 2 in Woodbridge and 1 in South Brunswick. U.S. Attorney official in D.C. alleges the crew got away with hundreds of thousands of dollars in merchandise targeting jewelry stores owned by Asian Americans. Robbers would allegedly burst in the stores, brandishing guns, force owners and employees to lay to the floor as they smashed the display cases and ransacked the store. In Woodbridge section, 8 armed robbers hit a jewelry store on Oak Road before closing. According to federal authorities, the unsealed documents in August 30th said the crime ring suspects are all from D.C. and Virginia. They wore dark masks and were heavily armed. We allege that 3 suspects took part in a takeover-style robbery meant to terrify and overwhelm store owners, said FBI agent. The suspects are allegedly committed multiple armed carjackings, money laundering, and firearm offense in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Florida, according to Matthew Graves of the U.S. Attorney District of Columbia. Among those indicted now in custody is D.C. rapper-based Taliban Gizzy. Not only did Taliban Gizzy get caught up in this, but he also got caught up with the Secret Service. The Secret Service had caught him with multiple firearms. I'm going to read off some of that. Well, according to multiple reports, Taliban Gizzy was arrested on December 12, 2023, and was charged with 2 counts of unlawful possession of a weapon and illegal possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Taliban has been under federal surveillance for over a year. He was taken into custody by the U.S. Secret Service, and prosecutors are alleging that Taliban Gizzy is a threat to the community and the safety and the bewildered. He should be behind bars. When police stopped Taliban on the date of his arrest, officers found $1,700 cash, a Oyster Rolex, and a diamond earrings. Last year, Taliban posted a pic of him on Instagram locked and loaded at a Miami shooting range, specializing in machine guns. July, D.C. Metro Police recovered 2 firearms in a lift connected to the D.C. rapper. Taliban Gizzy pleaded guilty in Prince George's County, Maryland, to attempted armed robbery in 2011. And in 2017, he also pleaded guilty to 2 counts of possession of a dangerous controlled substance. Prosecutors alleged that Taliban had a number of firearms last month on his trip to Miami. U.S. Secret Service later confirmed Taliban Gizzy's identity, and a warrant was ultimately issued for his arrest. He was taken into custody following a traffic stop in Washington, D.C. Well, it seems that Taliban Gizzy is looking at some very, very serious charges. First, he has to deal with all the armed robbery charges, which is in 9 different states. Then he has to deal with the gun charges that he just got caught with by the Secret Service. Taliban Gizzy can be looking at over 60 years in federal prison.
Good evening. Off the top at 6, D.C.'s top prosecutor announcing criminal charges against 16 people for what they're calling an armed criminal spree.
This just the latest move to crack down on rising crime in our area. Let's bring in our chief legal correspondent, Katie Barlow, with the details here. And Katie, what happened?
D.C. U.S. Attorney Matthew Graves announcing charges for 16 people today in connection with a series of armed robberies, armed carjackings, money laundering, and firearms offenses. Prosecutors say these crimes were planned here in the district and carried out in 4 states up and down the East Coast: Pennsylvania, Florida, New Jersey, and Virginia. Graves says the group led by Trevor Wright, also known as Taliban Gizzy, targeted and robbed jewelry stores owned by Asian Americans, and that included Yassini Jewelers in Falls Church back in January 2022, Sonia Jewelers in Springfield, Virginia in September of last year, and Princess Diamonds in Falls Church this past January. Now, when asked whether these were possible hate crimes, Graves said the stores were not targeted necessarily for the ethnicity or national origin of the owners, but rather the type of jewelry and gold that they thought would be there. Prosecutors also charged William Hunter, aka Ill Will, with conspiring to commit multiple carjackings. Graves was then pressed on the district's rising carjackings, specifically by juveniles.